Hi guys, today we are talking about urban struggle, focusing on how some places don't quite nail giving people the basic for a better life. And hey, let's speak at Malaysia. Are they handling it well or not? Imagine living in an urban area but it is tight on cash. Everything goes haywire. Not enough good healthcare, educations or decent homes. It is a mess that keeps residents stuck in a tough spot, missing out on chances. What follows? More crimes, fewer jobs and safety worries. The gaps between the rich and the rest just widen. So is Malaysia rocking it? Let's check it out.
As this issue arises, we choose spatial justice theory by Edward Soja. Spatial justice refers to justice with a spatial dimension which allows us to see and discuss various forms of justice or injustice that occur in space. According to Gordiner 1985, social relations are spatial and cannot be discussed without the others. Social process shape space, so does space produce social activities. In space, numerous types of resources are created. These resources include not only money, land or people, but also time, thought and flexibility. Spatial justice refers to the discussion of how these resources can be distributed equally in space. Spatial justice is a concept that embraces all forms of justice, which are then framed into spatial terms in the form of policies and planning decisions that are then implemented in space. In this theory, there are three elements which are right to the city, urbanization of social justice and physical justice. From these elements, there are 5 other branches, namely sociability and diversity, social stratum and information, social inclusion, demand and provision, and access and management.
Hi guys, so what is the second theory used in our article review? So the second theory is right to the city theory. Based on Henry Lefebvre 1967, he described the right to the city as a cry and demand. Much of the revival of interest in Lefebvre focused on the content of such a right and prospect for realizations. This framework emphasized the right of individuals and communities to have access to essential services. For example, we can see the collaboration between the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security KPKM and the Board of Farmers Organisation LPP working together to be involved in the Ganu Rice Program. This program aims to practice good agricultural practice to produce safe and quality food, maintain environment safety.
Urban areas should be places where everyone can enjoy facilities without any limitations, and the aspect of social justice is upheld. Guchani et al. 2023 argued that proper distribution of services in urban areas is essential for optimal citizen access, highlighting the risk of imbalance and service failure if criteria are not appropriately applied. In addition, Richard Schuster et al. 2019 contribute a social justice perspective which aims to raise awareness and address existing inequalities by changing perceptions of power and oppression at both individuals and community levels. Heba et al. 2017, in their study, believes that individuals migrating to cities anticipate new opportunities of employment. However, Harvey's critique that capitalist processes in urban areas has resulted in income disparity, where social injustice, specifically spatial injustice, is prevalent. Harvey illustrates how economic shifts impact job opportunities, raising associated costs and posing challenges for the urban poor. Marco similarly highlights social injustice in cities when there is an unequal allocation of resources, particularly limited access to employment opportunities. For example, in Malaysia, urban poor job seekers are frequently forced to compete with the influx of migrant workers to get employed.
The last element is physical justice. Physical justice in spatial justice theory refers to the equitable distribution of public open space in terms of quantity, quality, and accessibility to the public. This means all members of the community should have equal access to public open space. For example, a city may have a policy that requires a certain amount of public open space per capita, but if these spaces are concentrated in wealthier neighborhoods, residents of lower income neighborhoods may not have equal access to this space. The context of Malaysia, upscale residential areas in Kuala Lumpur might have lush, well-designed parks with amenities. However, lower income neighborhoods might lack adequate green spaces. To promote physical justice, planners and policymakers can use a conceptual framework proposed by regulator, usually indicated by the number or dimensions of public open spaces, is a fundamental and critical indicator for determining the provision of public open spaces in urban areas. This framework can help guide the planning process and ensure that the benefits of public open spaces are distributed equitably. That's all from me. Thank you.
So, I will explain about the recommendations for our issues. The first suggestion is to do urban planning development. How? By ensuring that facilities are equitably distributed throughout the city, taking into account the needs of all residents, regardless of their socioeconomic status or geographic location. Local government can create a variety of diverse needs and options, including playgrounds, community parks, and greenways, and consider the needs of different user groups, such as children, families, the elderly, and disabled. The next suggestion is to manage the entry of migrant workers. Strict enforcement of existing labor law should be made to ensure that local workers receive fair wages, safe working conditions, and access to healthcare and social protection. In addition to the need to control recruitment practices by implementing stricter regulations on recruitment agencies to prevent exploitation and ensure that foreign workers are recruited transparently and ethically.
From this research, it can be concluded that poverty in the urban sociology is still not aligned with spatial justice theory. This is according to the argument on the theory and our point of view that demonstrates the failure of urban center to provide basic public facilities and services.